Okay, this morning we were doing the Shiri Heruka, page 220, I think. The Blaze, page 220. Page 220. Page 220, Blaze. We are reading this part, Shiri Heruka. So what we said is that the Buddha Shakyamuni manifested himself in different forms. So when you become a Buddha, you also have this capacity, potential to manifest in different forms, three different forms to benefit other beings. Meanwhile, of course, yourself experiencing total fearlessness and infinite happiness throughout. And meanwhile, of the years and many lifetimes of the practice of compassion, and then you automatically, this compassion moves you into this the you manifesting in different forms, infinite number of forms to benefit other beings. In whatever way the beings can be benefited, of course the person should have some karmic connection with you. And in fact, it's at each one of us, whatever benefit that we get, even say a peaceful stay here, so all there are the contributions. Your karma is involved, plus the contributions of Buddhas and Bodhisattvas, that particularly Buddhas, they are there, and that we get the maximum benefit. It is like the parents who, let's say, although they left the world, but the parents, they invest money in your name in the bank, and then although they're left, you continue to reap the benefit of what the parents deposit in the bank in your name. So likewise, whatever little things that we enjoy, whether you believe in Buddha or not, it doesn't matter. That it is through the sheer love and affection that we have benefited. And then it's not a story. Again, this is the thing that we need to keep in mind, that everybody says that there's a love of this, and so forth. But this is something that you practice yourself. It's a practice of Bodhichitta, just practice it, and then you start to feel, and gradually you will feel that it's expanding. It's expanding, not only confined to your family members or your husband, children, and so forth, but to all the beings. And then the power that you gain, your hidden treasure, the power of that is just unparalleled. So with this compassion, then it's like the light spreads everywhere, and then it benefits. So that way, this is something that we need to keep in mind. With this, what I'm saying is that the Buddha Shakyamuni himself, who in the historical sense, he manifested as a monk and then lived till 81 years. That's it. But the reality, the deeper story of the life story of the Buddha is that he manifested himself in different forms of the Buddha. For example, like Shiri Heruka, which we read now. And he manifested, for example, there was one king, King Indra Bodhi, the contemporary to the Buddha. And King Indra Bodhi, he made the request to the Buddha that, I know that you are also you are a prince, and then you just gave up the princely life, then you opted for the asceticism, and then you've been through all these things, now you become enlightened. And King Indra Bodhi said that if there is a way, I want to follow a path, but I don't want to quit the kingdom. This is what like this boy. So he said, I don't want to quit the kingdom, and I still like to follow the path. Is there a possibility that I can attain enlightenment without having to quit the kingdom? And the Buddha instantly manifested himself, instantly. So I don't know if there's the Shri Guha Samaja painting. I don't see. Okay. So the Buddha Shakyamuni instantly manifested. He transformed his manifestation for that king, King Indra Bodhi, manifested in the form of Shri Guha Samaja, like Shri Heruka. So these are all the manifestations of Buddha Shakyamuni. Buddha Shakyamuni himself manifested to help the propensities of the the people of the different predispositions. So Shri Heruka is one of them. And His Holiness the Lam gives teachings on Shri Heruka, empowerments on Shri Heruka and so forth. I'm sure that many of you, some of you have received that. Most of you are new. Some of you received, Azadavamla received, and Azamla received, and the Lorraine, yes, okay. So the Carl, Tenzin, Samsala, no, okay, and Andrew, okay, Joshua, okay. So and the okay, so Anka. Ah,
but
yeah.
Just because I lost the flight in Kathmandu.
Okay. So, Shri Heruka is the manifestation Buddha, and these names are chosen by the Buddhas in order to benefit beings. I already said this morning. Now let us see. Shri Heruka. There are four of them. Now what you do is that Shri you keep it last. Heruka Shri. Heruka Shri. Okay, let's say that the now this is so profound. Only if you now that we have already created ground for us to understand this. It's all about emptiness, to remove the ignorance. It's about the introducing or inculcating the wisdom of emptiness within us. So what happens is how the emotions arise. When the emotions arise, anger, sadness, fear, when these emotions arise, what happens is that they say that like two small children fighting. Two small children two brothers fighting. This is exactly how the emotions arise. Say, we say that what? Let's say, okay, my difficult boss. Or let's say, what? Any problem? External factors, internal factors? Anyone? Okay, mental, anyone else? Anything else? Like something make it external, easy for everybody to understand? No example?
Trust issues.
Maybe trust issues. Trust issues, okay, that person not trustworthy, or not so loyal, okay, yes.
Fear of snakes.
Fear of snakes, yes.
Flight cancel.
Yes. Flight cancellation, it happened to me also quite recently, right? Flight cancellation, but we were prepared, lucky. Because we said, okay, we're not sure the weather is like this, the weather is not, so he knows that. And so what I'm saying is that let's say flight cancellation. So, and then you feel disturbed. Who feels disturbed? I. Because of the flight cancellation. So what we see is that there are two misconceptions happening, two levels, two kinds of ignorance happening. One, I exist objectively real. Now you understand? Objectively real means this is ignorance. You're getting it? I exist objectively real. I miss the objectively real flight. Objectively real flight cancellation happens and I am disturbed. Objectively real, I am disturbed. So that's the I, the person, misconception of the person, and misconception of the phenomena which the person interacts. This problem is all about I and this, I and that, I and this. You agree? All problems. Or even though you may say that, person A is not nice to person B. So why? I feel disturbed. I don't feel good to see the person A is bullying person B. And this is very good. It's so kind. It's so kind. So what we're talking is we're trying to deal from the root. So there, flight cancellation, intrinsically real, objectively real flight cancellation, and objectively real person. Two misconceptions arise between you. And these two misconceptions, they say misconception of the person, misconception of the phenomena with which the person interacts. These two come together, then the miseries, mental irritation erupts. So what happens? Misconception of the person and misconception of the phenomena with which the person interacts. So therefore, the Buddha taught selflessness of person and selflessness of phenomena. You're getting it? Because we have the misconception of the person and misconception of the objective self of the person, objective self of the phenomena. So these two misconceptions come together, it erupts into problems, irritation. Now let's see. Okay, so how many things are there? Two. This is duality. You're getting it? Misconception of the person, misconception of phenomena. Don't forget it. Misconception of the person, misconception of phenomena. So, He Ru Ka Shari. So He is the misconception of the two. Misconception person, misconception phenomena dissolves. He, the emptiness of the phenomena, selflessness of the phenomena. So what happens? What is left? Only one hand is left. So of the two, one is left. So the two is left. So two exists or not? Of the two is no more there. Only one is left. So that is this also one is known as partial non-duality. Non-duality means two. Non-dual means non-two. So it's one left. Only there's no two. So this is known as partial non-duality. Partial non-duality. Now what happens? There's selflessness of the person also, not only self of phenomena, self of person. This also dissolves. Now what is left? What is left? Nothing is left. You're getting it? Nothing is left. The non-duality is left. Of the two, first there are two, duality two. Then the first selflessness of phenomena. Phenomena dissolves into emptiness. Now what is left? Only one is left. What is left? The selfhood of the person is left. Misconception of the person is left. So then you see the selflessness of person. Then you dissolve this misconception of person, you dissolve that. Now what is left? Non-duality is left. Non-duality is left. You're getting it? Non-duality is left. Next question, who sees this non-duality? Who knows this who sees this non-duality? Your wisdom sees the non-duality. Even this wisdom is also non-dual. Even this wisdom also dissolves into the non-dualistic with the non-duality what is left. So, okay, next, do you understand what it's saying? Self of phenomena, then next, self of person, then next, non-duality, next. The wisdom which is non-duality is also non-dual with the non-duality. Let me repeat it. First, self of phenomena. Number two, hey. Okay, let me not speak. Let me not speak. I will let you speak. Otherwise, you become a passive listener. Okay, first, self of phenomena. Next, sense of person. Next, non-duality is left. What is next? The wisdom which sees the non-duality sees the non-duality in a non-dualistic way. You getting it? Okay, don't worry. Did you get that there are four things? What is the fourth one? Don't worry. How many things were there? Four. So we have He, Ru, Ka, Shiri. How many there? Four. Okay, so first, He. He is the subject. Okay, don't miss the order, sequence. He is the substance of phenomena. Ru is the substance of person. Ka is the non-duality. Shri is the non-dual wisdom which sees the non-duality in a non-dualistic way. Now you want to write it? Write it. Number four. Number four. Non-dual wisdom which sees the non-duality. Non-dual wisdom which sees the non-duality in a non-dualistic way. Non-dual wisdom which sees the non-duality in a non-dualistic way. Non-dual wisdom which sees the non-duality in a non-dualistic way. Yes, you are.
Non-duality is like the same as the ultimate?
Yes. So that is actually so non-duality. Non-duality is little nuance. It's not just ultimate, and it is associated with how you see the ultimate. how you see the ultimate. It's not just the ultimate itself, but finally it's ultimate, yes, you're right. But how you see the ultimate, you see the ultimate directly. That the ultimate reality which the mind sees directly, this is known as non-duality.
Experience it, you don't.
Okay, don't forget it, don't worry about it for the time being. First the emptiness. Right? Okay. So what is it like if I realize emptiness? Realize emptiness. You're getting it? What is it like if I realize emptiness, non-duality? Realize emptiness first. Put effort to make it direct. Once you get it, and then the what? Then experience it. Okay. So now look. He Ru Ka Shri. He is the substance of phenomena. Ru is the substance of person. So now, the first He of the two hands, duality. He, phenomena dissolves, substance of phenomena. Ru, that the person dissolves, substance of person. Ka, the non-dual is left. And then Shri, the non-dual wisdom. Shri is non-dual wisdom, which sees the non-duality in a non-dualistic way. You're getting it? Okay. So what is mind? Okay, first one, I need to explain a little bit more. So you remember the example that I gave you of the dream. So first we come to know that when you wake up, all the different things in the dream. How many of you have in your dream, you were a little aware that I was dreaming? We said once in a while, oh, I'm dreaming. Okay. When you're aware of that, then you deliberately try to see what is that in the dream. You check, yes, okay. Say for example, you're in a busy street, there's so many cars. You check what kind of person inside this car, that car, what is the plate, number plate, right? And you just check the what? The different things, the all the diversity that you try to see, so that before you wake up, you make sure that you see everything. Okay, so these are nothing but coming from your own mind. You getting it? So first of all these phenomena with which you interact, they first dissolve into your mind. See that they are the radiance of one's own mind. They all dissolve in your mind. Mind is the one which creates all these things. Number one. Then number two, that even this mind, you see it as the emptiness of objective reality. So from this we see that when you are able to see that this mind is empty of objective reality, mind is the source of all other things. So it is like it suffices seeing the emptiness of all other things. You agree? Because that mind is the source of all other things, like the dreaming mind, which dreams of all the contents of the dream. When you wake up, everything dissolves into the dreaming mind. And then you wake up. So likewise, everything to be seen around, there's nothing but the manifestation of own mind. So when you see the emptiness of the mind, selfless of the mind, that suffices seeing the selflessness of the phenomena with which you're interacting. You agree? So it says, okay, now let's read this together. Okay, with folded hands, Shiri Hiruga, with the folded hands. Let's say it 3 times together. Shiri Hiruga, Shiri Hiruga, Shiri Hiruga. He is the selflessness of phenomena, emptiness of the mind, which is the source of everything, as it is impurity of causal nature. Ru is the selflessness of person, emptiness of the self that is fabricated by web of conceptual thought that grasps the self of the person. Ka is the ultimate reality, absence of the dissonant duality of subject and object. Shri is the non-dual exalted wisdom that abides in congruence with the emptiness of object. This is the meaning of Eva. Oh, it is so precious. If you can, they say, on a daily basis, recite this. Okay, in Tibetan, this is like this. In Tibetan, you can learn this in English. And I don't know in Hebrew if it is already translated. I'm not too sure. By the way, how many of you, okay, Israelis, how many of you know Mr. Ben? Ben, you know?
Mr. Ben?
Ben. You know? Ben from Dhamma Friends of Israel. Yes. Okay, so I would highly suggest those of you who have no idea about the Dhamma Friends of Israel, you must connect with them. Dharma Friends of Israel, it's a very beautiful group. It's a very beautiful group. Extremely, extremely good group for Dharma Friends of Israel. So there's one gentleman by the name Ben. He used to come to these retreats, and also is a great part of the Narendra studies. So the studies, in fact, there is one chart, summary chart, which we don't have it here. Where?
In the stairwell behind this room.
Okay. So Andrew, and then the student just that the nego. Okay, because that summary chart is a 1.5 years study of Narendra subjects, and there's one lady in Singapore, one Indian lady, one Indian Singaporean lady. She put everything in this one chart. 1.5 years of the studies that we did. Already translated. Already translated into Hebrew, is available. So I think you can easily download it. If you check with our IT staff, you will know, you will get the Tibet House link, Tibet's website, and you should go into Tibet's website, then you can freely download those charts, and then you can make it a big chart. And in English is available. I don't know how many languages it is available now. English, of course Tibetan is there, English, Hindi I'm not too sure, Hebrew yes, Spanish, Chinese, in some languages already. So therefore this is what I'm saying. And so there's one gentleman, his name is Mr. Ben. He's a great part of the Dharma Friends of Israel. Okay.
Hey!
Yes, this is one. Okay, just show it. Here also. Okay, and then we also did a very quick explanation of this in one session. That recording is also available. Thank you. Okay.
It is on the first floor.
First floor, okay. Yes. Okay, now you can freely download that in, let's say, whichever language you prefer, you download that for free. Okay, good. So now the 4 essentials. The 4 essentials. Okay, is there anybody who can tell me what the 4 essentials are? Okay, if possible, without looking at what you wrote. Without looking at what you wrote. Anyone? Okay, Rahul.
Essential of identifying the object of negation.
Very good. Number 2, anyone? Number 2, anyone? Essential number 2? Okay. Yes. Yes.
Essential of understanding the pervation.
Pervation, very good. And Salil? Third one.
Essential of understanding of emptiness of object being intimately one with its parts.
Wonderful, very good. And number 4? Number 4, anyone? Okay, if you want to look at it. Look at the note, it's fine. Anyone? Okay, yes.
Essential of understanding the emptiness of the objects being different with its parts.
Okay, is there anybody who likes to refine it? What? Okay, is there anybody who likes to make it is 95% correct? Anybody who likes to make it 100% correct? Sirindola? Louder, louder. Okay, intrinsically different from parts. Intrinsically, that word is missing with prasanata. Okay. Good. Now we need to explain each one of these things. The first thing, what we say is identify the object of negation. What is the object of negation of emptiness? Anyone? Raise hands. Raise hands. Okay, Andrew.
Objective existence.
Objective existence is object negation of emptiness. And the Simran?
Objective existence.
Are you sure?
Yes.
Okay. When I say
Existence of the object in context.
so what did I say? If you add too many words, it can dilute things. You're getting it? In context, it's just unnecessary. Okay, what you said is correct. Okay, anyone else? Phil?
Looking for the object that we want to say that it's not there.
Looking for?
We need to understand exactly what is the object that we are looking.
No, this is not my question. My question is, what is object negation of emptiness? Make it straightforward. What is object negation of emptiness? Tenzin Petron La. Okay, okay. Say, okay. So actually, I'm looking for articulation. Those knowledge studies, you know what I'm checking. You're getting it? It requires articulation. Don't add too many words. Let's say let's say what is 2 plus 4? Don't say that. I would say 2 plus 3 into 2 plus 3 plus 1. That total makes 4 and minus 2, and then you add 4, and then that makes 6. Make it very straight. You don't have to add many things. What is the let's say that what is 2 plus 3 equals to 5. Don't say he would say 5. Albanson says 5. Don't add any extra word. Just say 5. Full stop. You're getting this known as articulation. What is the object negation of emptiness? Anyone? Hey, Kaushalya. So all this add required? I don't know. Right? Make it very clear. Okay, here, Jenny. Intrinsic phenomena. Intrinsic existence. Make it very simple. You're getting it? Don't add too many words. Just make it just very succinct and to the point. Okay. So the next question is, what you said is that what's object negation? You said intrinsic existence or objective existence. The next question is, what does it mean by objective existence? So this is what we discussed this morning. You getting it? You remember? This is what we discussed this morning. What does it mean by objective existence? So for time being, what we said, yes, people give many thoughts. Some say permanent, and some say and so forth. So what we said is that there are 3 levels of emptiness. Well, no, dependent origination, and depending on which level of dependent origination, opposite of these 3 levels of dependent origination, and these 3 levels of dependent, they're not same. They differ in subtlety. Because they're different in subtlety, if you identify only the gross level, understanding of the emptiness that you get is a gross one. And if you only get the gross one, you will not get rid of the subtle self-grasping ignorance. If you don't remove the subtle self-grasping ignorance, your tears will not stop. The painful tears will not stop. The purpose is to stop the tears completely. So to do that, we need to see the emptiness in the subtlest form. You're getting it? Okay, so the object negation that you identify should be the subtlest version of object negation. That is objective existence or inherent existence or intrinsic existence. Good. Now, how do we know that things don't exist objectively? This next question. So we have to negate that. Objective existence to be negated. So objective existence flower is to be negated. And for example, say you love your mom so much, you love your child so much. So when you say, I love my child, I love my mom, when you say that, they say finally you have to judge, you have to check it. When you say, I love my child, I love my mom, and so forth, I love my brother or sister, whatever. When you say that, so say that there is a mixture of self-grasping ignorance. You're getting it? There's a mixture of self-grasping. How do you know that? Okay, just what we did last time. Pick up something from the table and show that to me. Pick up something and show that to me. Okay, and now do get it yourself. Look at it yourself. And how does that appear? Object real? Kate, how does it appear? How does it appear? Object real, subject real?
Objective real.
Kate is saying it appears object real. How many agree with Kate? Raise hands. Yes, it appears object real. And then say, okay. So there, it appears object real. And then not only that it appears, but you believe that it exists subjectively. Not only that the object appears as object real, but also you believe that it exists objectively. That is the self-grasping ignorance. You're getting it? That is self-grasping ignorance. Now the next question is, okay, how do you know that this is not a valid mind? Instead, this is ignorance. How do you know that? This question. So, is there anybody who likes to help me to check whether or not this flower exists objectively? How do we evaluate that? Okay, raise your hands. Okay, Amita. How?
By conventional analysis, we validate that it exists objectively.
Okay. Anyone else? Anyone else? Okay, you will.
I ask myself if it exists independently of me. Like I ask myself, is it exist independently?
And then if the answer is yes, then?
So subjective.
Then it becomes objective.
If the answer
is yes. So that then it's not ignorance. So you was trying to trick me. I tried it. I also tricked him. Right? Okay, he got confused. I'm glad. Anyone? How do we evaluate if the flower exists? How do we evaluate that the mind which sees the flower as object real is ignorance, is not a valid mind? It did. Okay, it did. Listen, it did.
Just a layman experiment. You put it under the cloth.
Under?
Under the table.
Under the table, then what?
And then ask if it exists subjectively.
Yes, is objectively under the table.
So for me, it doesn't exist anymore.
So you're the okay. Okay. Listen. I understand what you're saying. So are you sure that your house is still there? Your house is locked? Your house in the country is locked? Not locked? No. It's locked, not locked. Okay, and what is safe? The box in which you put your jewelry, is that locked, not locked? Why did you lock it? It's non-existent for you. You said the flower put in the table, then it's non-existent.
My house is okay, but it might very well be not okay.
Okay, anyone else? At least say something which would make me happy. You're getting it? We don't have like 10 years. Only 8 days. Make me happy from what you learned thus far. And that also makes some sense to you. Okay, here, gentlemen, what's your name? Danny, yes. Okay, yes. Zoom in. Okay, why zoom in? We getting it? I said that says something which makes me happy. At the same time, it makes sense to you also. Not just make me happy. I'll become happy if it makes sense to you. So why zooming in is evaluating if this mind which sees the flowers of real is ignorance or not. Why zooming in? The lady over there, what's your name? Oria, yes. Okay, so the Oria is saying that we subject the flower to ultimate analysis to evaluate if the mind which sees the flowers of real is ignorance or is a valid mind. How many agree with Oria resents? Okay, so Oria, what is meant by subjecting flower to ultimate analysis? What do you mean by that? How do you do that? Okay, anyone else? how do we subject the flower to ultimate analysis? Okay, Sheila, I'm so glad.
If the object gives you a certain feeling, then you can give the other person another feeling. So it's subjective.
That's amazing, yes. That's amazing. For example, the example what we said, Bodhisattva Adi Deva, what he said is that the same person, young girl, young boy, whatever, is the same object is seen in three different ways, three different feelings are given. You know, to your mom, this is my little girl, and to the line, this is a delicious meal. You know, and different feelings, which means that it's not objectively real. Okay, but my question is that how do we say what Danny? What Danny said is that how do we? My basic question is, how do we know that the mind which sees the flowers object real is ignorance, is not a valid mind? How do we know that? Is my question. How do we evaluate this? So Danny said we have to zoom in. And then Oria said we have to subject the flower to ultimate analysis. My next question is, okay, that makes sense. At least it makes me happy. But I want to know how to subject the flower to ultimate analysis. How to do that? How? Okay. The Mati. Matia.
So my understanding is we're checking if the object is dependently originated.
Very good. Very good. Anyone else? Anyone else? Raise hands. Raise hands. No one. Huh? Come closer. Okay. So come closer meaning what Danny said? Zoom in. Okay. How many agree with Danny and Anga? Say to evaluate how to subject the flower ultimate analysis. You have to go closer. Ultimate meaning go closer. Conventional meaning go away, keep distance. You're getting it? Oh, this is how we evaluate evaluate if this mind which sees the flowers object real is ignorance or wisdom. Okay, so say one person says that this flower exists objectively, and the other person says no, this flower is empty of objective reality. So in other words, to make it very simple, how do we evaluate who's correct? So one said it does not exist objectively, and the other said yes, it exists objectively. How do we evaluate if the flower exists objectively or not? So how many agree with Oria, Danny, and Anka? How many agree with them saying that you have to go closer to the object? Okay, very good. Now, so what I'm saying is that for the time being, because that this duration is very short, so therefore I just want to check if you got what we studied. You're getting it? I don't mean to say that you have to repeat exactly what I said, and besides anything else is rubbish. This is not what I'm saying, because there's very short time just to check. Even the reason that I'm asking question is to check if you know, if you got what I'm saying. It doesn't mean that you cannot say anything beyond that. Who's that? Who said out of box? Huh? Out of box gone? Already out of box. Huh? There was someone who said out of box, right? From that corner. Huh? Oh, yes. Yeah, okay. No matter, it doesn't matter. Okay, so what I'm saying is that remember what they said, what three of them said. First, just see if you get what I'm trying to share within that short amount of time. You're getting, and later on you can correlate, and you can read more things, and you can use other vocabularies. It's just your choice. Don't be limited. Okay, so with this in mind, just imagine that you are 1 kilometer away from me. You are 1 kilometer away from me, and you see me in water, and you are quite doubtful. Okay, is he really in water? Does he know how to swim? We don't know. But he's in water. Is it really water or this mirage? Is it really water? He's in water, or what I'm seeing is a mirage, right? Okay, now you 1 kilometer away from me, you are invariably seeing me in mirage. Okay, idiot, what is mirage in Hebrew? Okay, good. So, say being, okay, my question to Talia. How do you know that I'm actually in water, or what you are seeing is mirage? How do you know? You are 1 kilometer away from me. How will you check it? Okay, listen to what Talia said. Louder. So Talia is saying that to check if I'm in water or what you see is mirage, the best thing is you come closer to me. How many agree with Talia's sense? Yes, this is exactly Talia. Did you learn from Arjuna? This is yes. Wow, Talia said yes. So Talia student Arya Nagarjuna from past life. Wonderful, amazing. This is exactly what Arya Nagarjuna said. Arya Nagarjuna, in his text, he said, if the mirage were to be water, why not those close by the mirage see water? Go closer. As Talia said, go closer. Okay. Okay, let us all say this together. If the mirage were to be water, why not those close by the mirage see water? Just write it down. So that at least we can hope in our next life we can be like Talia. Right? This life, we're not too fortunate. If the mirage, so this from the text. The text is the Precious Garden. Precious Garden by Arya Nagarjuna. By Arya Nagarjuna. The 2nd century, no, the 1st century great Indian master, revered as the second Buddha. Okay, at the Precious Garden by Arya Nagarjuna, and the two lines are: if the mirage were to be water, if the mirage were to be water, why not those close by the mirage see water? If the mirage were to be water, why not those close by the mirage see water? If the mirage were to be water, why not those close by the mirage see water? Just this is the way to check if I'm in a mirror, if I'm in water, what are you seeing is a mirage? You have to come closer. By coming closer, if everything's so dry, there's no trace of water, what do you conclude? You conclude that what you were seeing is, what you earlier saw was mirage. You're getting it? Mirage means which appears in one way, in reality is not how it appears. So it appears as water, but the reality is mirage. So there's a discrepancy between appearance and reality. You agree? Okay. Now, let's say the flower. This flower, you see this as objectively real. Now, how do we evaluate? How do we evaluate whether the flower exists objectively or not? As let's say how Oriya said, it is by subjecting flower to ultimate analysis. How do subject flower to ultimate analysis? Then what Danny and Anga said, go closer, which the Talia and the word approved. Right? According to Arya Nagarjuna. So by come closer. Coming closer is known as subjecting flower to ultimate analysis. Okay, with this, now you come closer, you're looking for what? You're looking for flower, or you're looking for objective flower? You're not looking for the flower because you're evaluating if the flower exists objectively or not. You're getting it? You're not checking if the flower exists or not. You're checking if the flower exists objectively or not. So therefore, you're not looking for the flower. You look for the objective flower. Objective flower meaning it has two things. Look, these are nuances. One is a flower from the object. This is known as objective flower. Flower from the object. You get this known as objective flower. Flower from the object, not from the subject. Flower from the object is what you're looking. This is what is known as you look for the objective flower. Okay, for this you come closer. Coming closer, you are looking for the objective. And the flower combined together, you are looking for the objective flower. You getting it? Okay. So by doing so, what is seen is that if the flower does exist objectively, there are only two possibilities. If the flower does exist objectively, there are only two possibilities. Okay, what did I say? What did I say? What did I say? Okay, Charlotte, what did I say? Charlotte. Yes. Shauli, what did I say? What did I say? What did I say? Yes, what did I say?
Flower exists subjectively, there's only two ways.
Possibilities. Very good. Wow, that's amazing. Okay. Okay, so I'm just checking if you are with me. I'm just checking if you're with me. Your thoughts are somewhere else, or your thoughts are into emptiness, or you're with me. You're getting it. You're all in meditative emptiness. So it seems like Sheila is all in emptiness, right? And Shaudi also. Yes. Okay. So what I'm saying is that if the flower does exist objectively, there are only two possibilities for that. You getting it? Okay, Max, what did I say?
If the flower exists objectively, there's only two
possibilities for its objectives. Very good, thank you. Okay, now what are the two possibilities? This question. For example, let's say that, if somebody tells me, say you have only 2 rooms, you have only 2 rooms, your house has only 2 rooms, and somebody tells that the thief is in your room, you have kept the thief with you, the thief is in your house. Your house, there are only 2 rooms. The thief's in your house, not on top of the house. In your house. How many rooms you have? Only 2. You're getting it? Somebody said that, no, I don't have thief. No, I'm not keeping the thief with me. And yes, he's with you. So what you do is that no need to find. Just open the first door. First room, the door of the first door of the first room, and this one is empty. There's no one there. Then, okay, now you are happy. In the first room, there's no, and then it must be the second room. Then you open the second room also. It's empty. Combined together, you can feel that. Oh, he's not in your room. You agree? Okay, good. Likewise, if the flower exists objectively, there are only 2 possibilities for the flower to exist objectively. So what are the 2 possibilities? Go closer. Subject, flower, alternate analysis. Go closer, and you end up seeing the atoms. Okay. Okay, let's put it like this. Okay, maybe this would be a little better. So let's say that the inner house, they say you, your mom, and your sister, and the person said that you have kept the thief with you, and the thief is a man. Thief is a man of age 30. He's the one. Is there anybody 30? 30 exact. No, you're not. You are a girl. You're not a man. Okay, yes, you're right. Right. Okay, 30 exact. Okay, but Srindavada is amazing. Okay, let's say, and in your house, you have only your mom and your sister, right? And you said, no, I don't have the thief. Thief. You said it's a man, 30 years old, and no, his mom. Yes, is he with you? And then open the door. In the first room, it's just your mom. Oh, he's not. If in the okay, your mom is there, the person saw your mom. Oh, this is not there. Then in the other room, the person's So only your sister. Oh, I'm very sorry. He's not in you. He's not with you. Okay. Now, if the thief is in your house, that there are only two rooms, there are only two possibilities. Either you should be in the room A or room B. And going into room A and room B, what do you see? What he saw? He saw your mom and your sister. And thief is a male. So your sister, either you say your sister and your mom, they are the thief. They are not men. They are not men. They are women. And the description is that thief is a man. So this was not true. If this is not, then remove the two persons in a house, and they should be still hiding somewhere, different from your sister and your mom, still hiding somewhere. And removing the two sister and your mom, what is left? Nothing is left. You're getting it? So these are only two possibilities: either in the room A or room B. Either room A, room B, and otherwise there's no choice. There's no possibility. If the thief, the man thief, is in a house, only room A or room B would be possibility. And if both are ruled out, which means that the person's claim that the thief is in the house is proven wrong. The thief is empty in your house. Emptiness of the thief in your house. Okay. So likewise, we see that to see the flower, whether it is a subject or not, you have to subject flower to ultimate analysis, which Oriya said. How to do subject flower ultimate analysis? What Danny and what Anka said, go closer. Right? Like what Talia said. We go closer. By go closer, we end up seeing the atoms. You agree? So, and what we suggest is don't go to atoms directly. So just be a little creative, go slow so that you will really get the feeling. Otherwise, if you jump, you'll not get the feeling. Intellectually you understand it, but the feeling will not come. And the feeling, as described by some of the standard teachers in their texts, like a tinge of fear, or sometimes extremely tranquil feeling, profoundly serene, tranquil feeling. What is tranquil feeling? What is tranquil feeling? Okay, so these feelings, and sometimes goosebumps also. What is goosebumps? And what's the tickling sensation? Cold waves? So these experiences can come. These experiences come. If these experiences, but if you jump directly into the atom, it will never come. Intellectually you understand it, but experience will not come. So therefore, go very slow. For example, the flower. First the flower, then zoom in into the electron microscope. You see otherwise, look at this. The texture is so nice, very tender. Color combination is so nice, and then in it through the electron microscope, you will see the cracks rather than the very tender texture. You will start to see the cracks, like okay. And then go deeper, then you start to see the cells, the nucleus, the cytoplasm, and the cell membrane. Go into the nucleus, you go just step by step. Nucleus, you see the chromosomes, and what we suggest is you must watch Google search the powers of 10. Google search, just write it down. This is what you have to look for. The powers of 10. The powers of 10. 10, TN, 10. The powers of 10, meaning that you magnified it 10 times, even more, 100 times, thousands, keep increasing by 10. This is known as the powers of 10. So you just Google search that and you must watch it. And there are several versions. And there's one version which I like the most. If you're interested, you can request Tushita artist staff. Okay, you request him, or you request Venerable Kumpenla. Srinla can send it to Venerable Kumpenla, or here Venerable Kumpenla. If Venerable Kumpenla is very busy, then we have Geshe-la there, Joel. Geshe-la there. He can also help. So this issue you have to get from Tushita. So there are many versions of which I like one particular one which is more comprehensive, but I would suggest you to look at all these options, all these, not just one version, 2-3 versions, look at it. That would be very helpful, because seeing is believing. Seeing is believing. It's very different from...
The animation will be coming inside the body?
Exactly, yes. Yes, yes. So, this is what I'm trying to explain here, but then seeing is believing. Explanation is words, and the seeing is more powerful than the words. So, say the chromosomes, you look at it, and initially when you say it's a flower, so it begins with the leaf. And then some other version, there are several versions, 2-3 versions are there. One version is with a couple on the pasture, just in a lawn, couple sitting there, sun path, and then first zoom out, then go into the solar system, Milky Way galaxy, and the universe. So that part is also very helpful, but it's nothing to do with emptiness. Then it goes in and come back to the couple. Then from there, then go in the wife's, the girl's eyes. Go into the girl's eyes. Girl's eyes. This is one part. This one part. And then initially it looks nice. And then go in. It's very scary. Blood vessels of the ear, right? Okay. It's only not guts. You can boil, it's also same. There's no difference, right? No, it's not only the guts. Okay. So this one part, but the one that I prefer meaning that I see as complete is the leaf. A leaf. Again, same thing down. Leaf is a part of the bush, and then goes out, going to the planet Earth, solar system, and then goes out, Milky Way galaxy, and comes in, and then go back to the leaf, and from there get into zoom in, then the cells, the chromosomes, nucleus, chromosomes, and then the molecules and the atoms, and then the atom, it goes into the protons, neutrons, and it says this is where is the limit of the physics today, modern science today, and beyond that is imagination. That's what this is what it says, and you must see that. So with this going in, you end up seeing the atoms. Okay, now just imagine that you are just seeing a pool of atoms. Where you see the flower is actually a pool of atoms. Okay, now if the flower does exist objectively, there are only two options, two possibilities. One is what you're seeing is just atoms. Atoms should be the flower. Or if the atoms are not the flower, if you still believe that the flower exists objectively, remove the atoms to see if the flower exists different from the atoms. You agree? One option is that what you're seeing is if the flower exists objectively, now you have come too close to the object. You should be seeing that. What you see is just atoms. So either the atoms should be the flower, like the sister and the mother should be the thief. And if they are not men, so therefore they are not the man thief. So then remove the two, they should be the thief separate, no one is there. Okay. So likewise, if the atoms are not the flower, and if you still believe the flower exists objectively, remove the atoms to see if the flower is hiding somewhere. What do you see? Remove the atoms, what happens? Nothing is left there as a flower. So you see that zooming in, you see that the flower is not intrinsically. From the object, the atoms are not to be seen as a flower. From the object, remove the atoms, there's nothing left as a flower different from the atoms. What are the atoms? They are the parts of the flower. You agree? So the flower is not one with the atoms, no different from the atoms. And if the flower does exist objectively, these are the only two possibilities for the flower to exist objectively. First of all, how many agree with this? That if the flower does exist objectively, you have to go in and see the atoms. You have to either see one possibility is that the atom should be a flower. How many agree with? If not, then remove the atoms. There should be still a flower different from the atoms left. This is the second possibility. Which sense? If both the possibilities ruled out, means that our claim that the flower exists objectively is proven wrong. You getting it? So therefore, you have discovered that flower from the object. The flower is Talia. From the object, the flower is empty. Emptiness of objective flower. Yes.
Geshe-la, this reasoning is to the second level of dependent origination.
Not the second. Okay, this is okay. First, did you follow what I said? Very good. So the Matthias question will deal a little later. This is a good point. Very good point. Thank you. Okay. Now, the same of the 4 essentials, how many of the essentials are covered? All the 4 covered?
If it's not in the...
No, this is my question. All the 4 covered or not covered? Which is not covered? Two last two. Anyone? Covered or not covered? Fully covered, not covered? Okay, how many would say yes? All 4 covered, in a sense. 1, 2, 3. Okay, 4. Yes, 5. Okay, 5 people say covered. Okay, how many say only 1 covered? Only 1 covered. 1, 2, 3. What is that 1?
Essence of identify objective mediation.
Okay, only 1. Okay, 2 covered, in a sense. 2 covered. No 1. 3 covered. Okay, so no. Okay, if I leave, some people say that Geshe-la told all 4. Geshe-la said, no, only 1. Some say only 3, but no one said 2. Okay, so, in fact, we covered all 4. We covered all 4. Okay, let me explain to you. What is the first? Identify object negation, that we covered. All agree, resents. All agree. Resents, good. Now that the flower is not object, the flower is empty of being, intrinsically one with its parts, covered. That atoms are not the flower. Objectively, the atoms are not the flower. Resents, covered. And different from the atoms, remove the atoms, nothing's left, there's a flower. Different from the parts, there's no flower from the object. That's also covered. Resents, good. And if the flower does this objectively, there are only 2 possibilities. Either it should be intrinsically one with the parts, or intrinsically different from the parts. That's also covered, yes? What we said is that if the thief is in your house, there are only 2 rooms. Either it should be the first room or the second room. These are only 2 possibilities. You're getting it? We covered that also? So we covered 4. Okay. Now, how many of you get some sense? It can be intellectual, it's fine. Some sense that, okay, let's do it. Okay, sit comfortably, upright, and we'll meditate on this and try to cover all the 4 points. Okay, before that, you may write the conclusion. We are yet to write the conclusion. Sure, we're yet to write the conclusion. So after the 4 essentials, the conclusion is, what is the conclusion? Nothing exists objectively. Okay, so this, let me put it. You write it down.
Check only the flowers. For the flower that exists by its own side.
Okay, so did you hear what I said earlier? You are looking for the objective flower. How? By going closer. By going closer means objective. And the flower, what are you looking at as a flower? So objective flower. Combined together is objective flower. I said it very strongly. Yes. You are not looking for the flower. You are looking for the objective flower. Don't forget it. You're getting it? Because this analysis is ultimate analysis. Ultimate analysis is looking for not the flower, it's looking for the objective flower. But when you say ultimate analysis, already the objective part is included. And then the flower, put them together, it's become objective flower. You getting it? You're getting it? Okay, good. Now, what should we be doing? Conclusion. Okay, conclusion. You will, conclusion. Right? I know you will mind says with a question all the time. But his question, he's not listening to conclusion. I have to remind him. The conclusion is, therefore, emptiness of objectivity of the object is the objectivity of the object. Therefore, emptiness of objectivity of the object, therefore, emptiness of objectivity of the object is the objectivity of the object. Therefore, emptiness of, just right, first right. Therefore, emptiness of objectivity of the object is the objectivity of the object. Sharon, what happened?
I stopped asking questions and now I'm very confused.
Say it again. I stopped asking questions.
And then it made me very confused.
Don't worry. Don't worry. So these people study for 30 years. Tali studied for 2 lives. And Arjuna. Right? One more time. Therefore, emptiness of objectivity of the object is the objectivity of the object. Therefore, emptiness of objectivity of the object is the objectivity of the object. Okay, so it was 2019, I was in Israel. It's 2019 when I was in Israel. So where I was attending a conference on consciousness organized by one very, very, very senior respected neuroscientist, Israeli neuroscientist. Very senior Israeli neuroscientist. He organized the conference, and many neuroscientists were there, psychologists were there, and of course there also physicists were also there. And what is his name? You all know her? He was also there. So the many people were there. And then they okay. So then there's one neuroscientist, and of all the hundreds of conferences which I attended, I loved that conference the most. Because there's no beating around the bush. It's very direct. What question there you have, you just head on, you ask question, and there's no diplomacy there. It's very direct question, and it's very effective. It's amazing. So there's one, the lady neuroscientist, and she started explaining neurons and so forth, the workings of the mind based on neurons, and finally, she just from her mouth she said something like the free will, and then the barrages, missiles of questions came on her. If it is purely reductionist, how can you explain free will? She was lost, no answer. She said it, and it became a counter attack on her. And then I explained it based on, I give a little bit of explanation based on 2 truths. How modern science, in physics, quantum physics explains the macro world, and relativity theory explains the macro world. And they're trying to bring the, unified field theory. And yet it's not successful. So they're trying to do 2 theories together, becoming a unified field theory. But this not being successful thus far. So quantum physics, when applied to the macro world, it works perfectly well, but it does not work with the macro world. Relativity theory, it works perfectly well with the macro world, the universe, the galaxies, the gravitation, and so forth. But when it's applied to the macro world, like electrons, protons, it doesn't work. So these 2 are very contradictory. But in Buddhism, there's a 2 truth. Conventional truth, we talk about the macro world, and the ultimate truth is talks about the macro world. And yet the Buddha taught form is empty, empty is form. Form is no other empty form. I explained it a little bit, and then do my talk, my presentation. I concluded with this line, that only if you understand this, you can possibly bring the 2 physics together. Otherwise, not. Form is empty, empty. And then the conclusion is, Emptiness of objectivity of the object is the objectivity of the object. And then it stopped. And the conference finished. Then the conference main organizer, very extremely senior neuroscientist, a renowned neuroscientist, he was asking somebody. People asking, people coming, to me. This is usually what happens at the end of the people. Everybody come. And the main organizer, he was asking somebody, what did he say? Emptiness of objectivity, what? He was asking. And the person said that he's here, right? Ask him directly. So the other person brought him to me, and then I said, and he wrote it on a piece of paper, like a small child. And when leaving me, he was memorizing it. He was so fascinated by this. Emptiness of object, this object, the object, emptiness of object, this object. Like a small child in 70s, he was memorizing this. He was so fascinated by this. And if you truly understand what it means, emptiness of objectivity of the object is the object of the object. If you understand this, no doubt it will be the major cause for you to stop all the tears, painful tears of samsara. This is so precious. Okay. What do you do now? Meditation. Okay, good. Okay, today what we do is that this morning we did the meditation on the flower. Okay. Yes. Okay. What we do is that we will do based on the self, the person, emptiness of the person, the selfless of the person. Okay. First, I'll quickly give an explanation, and then after this we will actually meditate. Okay. First, just see if you agree with what I'm saying. If you agree, you want to go. Okay, Matthew, don't forget a question. Okay. On the if you agree, that's fine. If you don't agree, just resent. Okay. First, do you agree with me that on the empirical level, empirical meaning on experience which you can experience, which I can experience. You're getting it? Don't talk about anything which is non-experiential. On experiential, because when you say I'm suffering, is it experiential or not experiential? Who's suffering? I'm suffering. You're getting it? So this is on the experiential level, not something beyond, okay, there's something there. We're not talking about the non-empirical. I'm only talking empirical reality, because we don't want suffering. And suffering is something empirical. It's not something that, oh, I must be suffering. No, I'm suffering. I don't want this. I'm shedding tears. I don't want to shed tears. This is on the empirical level. So we'll stay in this empirical level. Beyond this is up to individual's belief. You're getting it? Okay, I'll touch only the empirical side. And beyond this, do you believe in something? Right? I believe in the empirical reality, because I am interested, no matter whatever is there, not there, I'm not really concerned about. I'm more concerned about, I want to stop my tears. I don't want to go through the pains. I want to stop the tears. The tears are empirical. So I'll just stay in the empirical level. Okay, I'm interested in that part. Okay, on the empirical level, you say that I am the one who goes through pain, and I'm the one who wants to be free from suffering. You agree? Good. So when you say I, so we say that this I, so I'm a male, I'm a non-male, I'm a female, I'm a non-female. Agree? Not agree? Okay. So this gender is related to the body. You agree? Good. And then you also say that I'm sad, I'm happy, I'm not happy. This is all mental. You agree? And you say I'm kind, I'm not kind, I'm intelligent, I'm not intelligent. So this is all mental. You agree? Okay. In other words, what I'm saying, on the empirical level, so beyond this is your choice. It's about you. So we're here to discuss an empirical thing. For example, in the physics, no need to discuss the neuroscience. In neuroscience, no need to discuss about the velocity of the electrons, protons, so forth. You're getting it? So you need to know the context. So in this context, in the context of I want to get away from miseries, I want to have the maximum happiness. So if something can explained on the empirical level, this is best. Okay. On that level, what you see is that I this I, this person, is nothing but made of body and a mind. Based on the body, I describe it myself as male, non-male, female, non-female, and from this country, that country, or this ethnicity, that ethnicity, so forth. And based on the mind, I describe myself as happy, not happy, intelligent, not intelligent, compassionate, not compassionate, so forth. So it's all about this I who wants happiness, who doesn't want suffering. It's related to body and the mind. Okay, if you're happy with this, then this body is nothing. We see that this body, if you go down, you see that it is made of solid parts like the bones, the heart, the lungs, the liver, and so forth. You agree? That forms the solid part of the body, which is the element earth. Then the water, 4 liters of blood. 4 liters of blood, which is pumped out from the heart to different parts of the body. That is water, element of water, number 2. And then the 2,600 joules of the body energy, in other words, the body heat, that is the element of fire. Then the 4.6 liters of air that you breathe in out through your lungs, that is the element of air. Then 99.9% of our body is vacuum, because our body is nothing but made of atoms, and the atoms, the space between the nucleus and the electrons. The space is way 1,000 times bigger than the space occupied by the electrons and the nucleus. You getting it? So essentially we are a vacuum. Then what we have is the thinking power. Thinking power. I'm happy, not happy. Okay, 2 plus 3 equals 4 or 5. Whatever you say. So this is a cognitive part. This is the mental mind or the consciousness. So in short, we see that I'm just nothing but made of 6 elements. What are they? Element earth, water, fire, air, space, and consciousness. So just as this flower is made of billions of atoms, we are made of these 6 elements. We are made of these 6 elements. Talia, what do you want? What? What did you ask?
Asking me what is the fire part?
Fire. 5% body heat. Body heat that we have. Right? Okay. So we are made of 6 elements. Now, just we go into the flower by going into the atoms. Likewise, for the cell, we go into these 6 elements. You're getting it? Okay, that makes it easy. Now, that is the thing that we need to know for this meditation. Ready now for the meditation? Okay, ready? Good. So generally speaking, when you meditate on the emptiness, make sure that you invoke the blessings of the enlightened masters like Buddha, His Holiness the Dalai Lama, Nagarjuna, and Acharya Chandragirti, and the author Lama Tsongkhapa. And these we need to seek the blessings of these enlightened masters to seek the inspiration. Okay. Think of all these enlightened masters who talked about emptiness and seek the blessings. Okay, now think of the self, yourself. Or how does this person you who identify you, and this person who you identify as I, how does this person appear to you? Objective real or subjective real, like an illusion, like a dream? How does this person appear to you? Of course, objectively real. And in the process of this, while I'm giving instructions, if you don't agree with anything or if the clarity is not there, at the end of the meditation, you bring this up. Okay, for time, let's just flow through. Okay, how does this person who you identify as I appear to you? Like a dream, subjectively created, or so objectified, so solidified, so solidly there, nothing to do with the subjective imputation. Of course, so solidly there. So this belief that this I exists objectively, this is known as self-grasping ignorance. And how do you know that this apprehension of seeing this person, seeing this I as objective real is ignorance and it's not a wisdom? How do we know that? Okay, to evaluate, for this we need to evaluate if this person truly exists objectively or subjectively or empty of objective reality. We need to evaluate that. How to evaluate it? How to evaluate that? Remember what Nagarjuna taught. If the mirage were to be water, were not those close but the mirage see water. With a similar token reasoning, if this person who identifies I would exist objectively, why don't I see this person, the I, as I go closer towards the object? Okay, now let's go closer towards the object. The mind which goes closer to the object is known as ultimate analysis. In technically speaking, we are subjecting this person, the I, to ultimate analysis. Subjecting this person to ultimate analysis by going closer, first we see this thin layer of the skin of your body, and you're interested in the self, objective existence self. Anything which is not the self, just ignore. Okay, going there, you would see a very thin layer of the skin. This is, of course, not objectively the self. And going behind that, you see the fatty tissues. You see the muscles, the cartilages, the bones, the heart, the lungs, the liver. And so all these solid parts constitute the element of earth. Of course, not element of earth is not identified as the I. I, which I feel is so important, of course, is not identified as objectively, is empty of being objectively with these parts. It's not one with the element of the earth, element of water. 4 liters of blood, which is pumped in and out by the heart to different muscles. Of course, that is not this person I. Element fire, 2,600 joules of energy of the body. In other words, the body heat. Of course, that is not me. People from distance can see me. They cannot see mine. They cannot feel my body heat. Next, element of air, 4.6 liters of air that you breathe in and out through your lungs. Of course, that is not me. I don't go through my lungs. I don't come out of lungs. So this is also not me. Element of space, 99% of my body is vacuum, but I'm not a vacuum. I'm a solid person, and a vacuum, the space is vacuum in nature, so even the space is also not me. So what is left now? Only my mind is left. The consciousness or the mind, my mind, the thinking faculty of myself is left. So that mind is also not me, because that people can see me from distance, they don't see my mind. And also that I'm a male, I'm a non-male, I'm a female, I'm a non-female, and this mind does not have a gender. Gender is posited based on the body. So therefore this mind is also not me. Okay, now you've come too close to the object out of the 2 possibilities. So where you saw this person so object real, that is the object to be negated, object negation, and then for this to evaluate if this person exists, objective or not, we subject ourselves to ultimate analysis. We subject ourselves to ultimate analysis. There are only 2 possibilities, which means the essential understanding is provision into these 2 possibilities. And yes, I agree with this. If this person who identifies I were to exist objectively, then these are the only 2 possibilities. This is provision that what exists objectively real should be existing pervaded into these 2 possibilities. Either then the 6 elements should be, the self should be intrinsically one, objective one with the 6 elements, or should be the intrinsically different from the 6 elements. These are only 2 possibilities. Yes, I agree. Now let's explore each of the possibility, that which of the 6 elements, now that you've come too close to the object, you are seeing the 6 elements, which of the 6 elements to be identified as objectively as a self? Answer is no, none, empty. None of these to be identified. The self is not identified as one with the objective one with its parts. It's empty of being one with its parts. Okay, if you're very sure that none of these 6 elements is to be identified as a self by the ultimate analysis, if you're very sure of this, you understood the essential understanding of the emptiness of the objects intrinsically one with this pause. Very good. If this possibility is ruled out, now the second possibility is that remove the 6 elements to see if the self exists as intrinsically different from the 6 elements of the past. Remove the 6 elements, what happens? Nothing is left there. There is no self to be identified as different from the 6 elements. Stay in this experience for a while. So with this, both the possibilities for the existence, the intrinsic existence of the self are ruled out when you stay in this experience. Now, whereas from the object, now you have come too close to the object, and where is the self? To my surprise, from the object is the person is totally non-existent. From the object, objectively, the person is totally non-existent. I'm that sure of this. Stay in this experience for a while. And for some people, there can be a tinge of fear. For others, a tinge of a very profound tranquility, serenity, goosebumps, cold waves, tickling sensations of body. These things can happen. If these things happen, you're very fortunate. If not, don't worry, study more, contemplate more, and meditate more, and you're bound to experience these. You're bound to get these experiences eventually. Okay, now you're sure that from the object, the self is empty. That's for sure. Now imagine that you shift this mind from the ultimate analysis to the conventional analysis. How? Come out of the meditation, come out of the practice, and now the person comes back. A person appears to mind. What is that? The person appears to the subject, to the conventional analysis. To this conventional, to the subject, conventional analysis, the person appears. But objectively, I'm sure is empty. Objective is empty, but the person still appears to my mind. Yes. So therefore, there's a discrepancy between the appearance and the reality. In reality, meaning from the object is empty, but from the subject appearance level, yes, it appears as a person. So therefore, this is like illusion. This is known as illusion-like emptiness. Stay in this experience for a while, illusion-like emptiness. This illusion. Okay, slowly come out of the practice, slowly come out. Good. Okay, now before we leave, I'd like to say, if possible, the 4 essentials. This is so important. Based on the based on the 4 essentials, I formulated or I suggest a very simple meditation emptiness. Of course, don't feel complacent with what I'm sharing with you. You have to study more. If you really feel that is beneficial, you have to study more. Otherwise, just by this simple meditation, and this will not make you go deeper and deeper to manage your emotions. So if you really want to go deeper or you're interested, you have to study more, keep studying more, something very systematic and accurate information, and then keep practicing. You will see that your experiences day by, not necessarily day by day, but year by year, you see is growing. And okay, so a simple meditation on emptiness. So I talked about the 5 points. Okay, you note it down, 5 points, but you must be able to incorporate these four essentials in the 5 points. 5 points, you just, the title you write, a simple meditation on emptiness. Or you can say 5-point meditation on emptiness. 5-point meditation on emptiness. Okay, this is my formulation just to make things easy for people. You're getting it? Don't ask any other teacher, what are the 5 points meditation? You know, who taught you, right? And you say Geshe Dorji Damdul. Then just go to Geshe Dorji Damdul. You're getting it? So if you don't want to ask somebody, other scholars, you ask about the 4 essentials. 4 essentials, something very standard. But what I formulated is not really my own formulation. It's based on these 4 essentials. You're getting it? Okay. The first, just to make things easy for us. The first is the person. Just note on the points, 5 points. 1, the person. That's the person. And then I'll explain. The person. The person. 6 elements. Number 2. First person. Number 2, 6 elements. Number 3, 2 questions. 2 questions. 2 questions. Number 4, meditative equipoise of, okay, a meditative equipoise, EQUIPOISE, meditative equipoise, in other words, meditative state. This is the, but don't go for the easy all the time. Meditative equipoise of space-like emptiness. Number 4, meditative equipoise of space-like emptiness. Meditative equipoise of space-like emptiness. And finally, post-meditative experience of illusion-like emptiness. Number 1, self. Number 2, 6 elements. Number 3, 2 questions. Number 4, meditative equipoise of space-like emptiness. Number 5, post-meditative experience of illusion-like emptiness. Okay, so let me explain this very quickly. First, the self, which means when you meditate on emptiness for self, first you think of the self, the person. But you, or your mom, your dad, your husband, your wife, your children, your child, whatever, whoever. Think of a person, and also a flower. That was just an example. You can change the topic, change the object, and let's say the person, yourself, or let's say your mom, or somebody you love so much, that person. So that is in lieu of the first essential for identifying the object of negation. Number 1, in lieu of that. Then what is number 2? 6 elements. 6 elements is in lieu of subjecting the self to ultimate analysis. Go into the 6 elements, subjecting self into ultimate analysis. Okay, so when you do go into the subject self to ultimate analysis, you end up seeing the 6 elements. Good. Then what is next? 2 questions. First question, what am I seeing? What am I seeing? Just write down the question. What am I seeing? This is the question. First question. Answer is, I'm seeing the 6 elements. I'm seeing the 6 elements. The next question, where is the self? Where is this I in the 6 elements or outside 6 elements? Where is this I objectively? When you say where is this I, you're not saying where's the I. It's saying where's the objective I, because this mind is the ultimate analysis. So where's the objective I? Okay, so with this question, answer is covering the 3 remaining essentials. All 3 essentials are covered under this. If the I exists objectively, it should be either only 2 possibilities. It pervades to the 2 possibilities, either 6 elements or different from 6 elements. So you say that both the possibilities is not true. There's no self objectively. You're getting it? Not one with the 6 elements, no different from the 6 elements. It's not there from the object. That's for sure. Okay, that is the second question. Where is the self? Meaning, from objectively, where is the self? The answer is nowhere. Not one with the 6 elements, no different from the 6 elements, nowhere. Objectively, it's empty. So that conclusion is number 4. What's number 4? Meditative equipoise of the space-like emptiness. So there, the person dissolves like space. Space is there's no obstruction. So, like the space, the person dissolves. It doesn't mean that the person disappears, because the person disappears, not disappears, is decided by conventional analysis, not by ultimate analysis. This mind is ultimate analysis. You're getting it? When a person disappears means that the mind is discovering that the person is empty of objective existence. Objective person dissolves in your mind. You're getting it? Okay. Then the next says that, then you, from this, what is number 5? Post-meditative experience of the illusion-like emptiness. So where objectively is empty, you're sure. Now You shift your mind from the ultimate analysis to the conventional analysis. Shift your mind to the conventional, again the person comes back. The person appears to mind. So objectively it's empty, but subjectively it appears. So what is illusion? Anyone? How do you describe illusion? How do you describe illusion? Yes? Okay, it does not exist in reality, it simply exists in the mind. Subjectively it appears, objectively it's empty, it is not as illusion. So now you see that you are also like illusion, because objectively it's empty, subjectively it appears to the conventional analysis. So therefore it is post-meditative meaning, you come out of the meditation, that's the post-meditative experience of illusion-like emptiness. Which means that now you start to see the self as empty from the object, subjectively it appears is like illusion. You getting it? So Lama Tsongkhapa advised, the author here, Lama Tsongkhapa, advised that with this, try to maintain this awareness that I'm an illusion, that this person is like illusion. The food that I'm eating is illusion. The house is like illusion. Everything like illusion, but in the illusion-like reality, everything operates because the two gates. What's the first gate? Do things exist? Answer is yes. If you say, oh, if there's an illusion, nothing exists, you again go back to the square one. What's the square one? Go back to the first gate, right? Do things exist? If you are saying no, you fall in nihilism. Okay. So with this, let me share with you how can we reap the benefit of this meditation. So we were having like 10-day retreat, I think 10 or 12-day retreat in Bodhgaya. In Bodhgaya with this retreat. And then the people are so excited, they're so happy, this is amazing. I was a lot of stress, tension in my life, with my job and my family. Now I've got a tool to manage my emotion, right? So the people are so excited. And then after a few months, there was one lady who came to me and said, Geshe-la, your meditation emptiness works so good when I'm mentally at ease and peaceful. But the moment I'm in stress, I try to use it, it doesn't work. You getting it? Then I said, I see. So it doesn't work when you are into the real stress. When you want it, it doesn't work. When you don't want it, it works. Right? So when I'm really stressed, I try to apply this meditation emptiness, it doesn't work. Then I said, how long you been meditating? 20 years? She says, no. Then 10 years? She says, no. 1 year? She says, no. So how long did you study then? So 10 years? No. 1 year? No. How long? 10 days. Then I said, no, don't expect that. I told her that if you really want this meditation to feel the effect on your emotional world, you have to study more extensively. Then she said, what should I study? I said, Acharya Chandrakirti's text. Acharya Chandrakirti's text, which is entry into the middle way. Tonight at 6 o'clock, this is text which we were studying. That in Master's Course Resents, NMC 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, okay, 8. Okay, so we are in the process of studying this. And then this girl said that, how long should I study? I said, minimum 2 years. Then what she said is that, what did she say? I said, minimum 2 years. And what did she say? Then I told her, okay, you do one thing. I'll give you 2 choices. You choose one. 2 years Ayo or lifelong Ayo? You choose. You choose. 2 years Ayo or lifelong Ayo? Then you choose, right? If you don't go for 2 years Ayo, you have to go for lifelong Ayos. So that's you decide. Okay, we stop here. Page 52. Dedication prayer. I dedicate the matters thus gathered, truest realization that is in the prayers of Buddhas and Bodhisattvas for 3 times, and to the upholding of the doctrine of scripture and insight, may in all lives, through the force of this marriage, never separate from the four wheels of the Mahāyāna vehicle, and accomplish all the stages of the path, renunciation, Bodhichitta, perfect in the two stages. From our two collections, vast space that have amassed from working without whether this practice for a great length of time, now become the chief leading Buddha for all those whose minds wisdom eyes will blind by ignorance. Okay, those of us who are living in the campus, try best to see if you can come in the morning practice. So from tomorrow it's going to be complete practice. Today also we did the complete practice, but the thing is that we were not fully introduced to emptiness. So here, although it is a very cursory form, still we have at least covered everything with respect to emptiness. Of course, you have to go deeper. And so with this mind, those who are in the campus early morning, if you can come at least for 1 or 2 sessions, that will be very helpful. You will see what it is like. So usually what I say is that give yourself a chance to see the different things. Once you know what is there, what is happening early morning, once you know that, then if you don't want to attend it, then you don't attend. At least give yourself a chance to see what it is like. Okay, this is what I'd like to suggest. Whereas those who are outside the campus, yes, of course, it's too early. I wouldn't really recommend you. Okay, if you come, that's very good, but I wouldn't really suggest to do so. But for those of us who are within the campus, of course, why not? Just try. Okay, this is my suggestion. Okay, the Buddha chant. Tage tuje shage riso chon shenge meto dege bonjamba sege bo abu jebe ku shage gebo kyoma chase no mone mahamona yeswa mone mahamona yeswa Age doje shage riso chon shenge meto ye bonjo sege bo abu jebe shage yebo kyoma chase no mone mahamona eswa mone mahamona eswa age tuje yeso chon shenge meto dege bonjamba serge bo abo jebe go shage gebo kyoma chase no mone mahamona yeswa mone Mahamonaya Swaha. Om Mone 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 Mone Mahamonaya Swaha.